We have picked 3 teams. Team 1, if you could please come on down. Carolyn Holland, Elizabeth Gadsby, and Vanessa Parrish. You are Team 1. All right, Team 2 is going to be Liz Dominguez, Sonia Capps, and Tony Agolini. You guys are orange. Team 2 is going to be blue. And Team 3 is going to be Tina White, Mary Wilgus, and Rashunda Mahone. That is Team 3. And you will be at the green buzzer table. You will see to the far end of the stage there, Susan Goffman is legal counsel that works with us, and she is going to be able to clarify if we have questions about any of the answers to the questions. So Susan is here to help out. But our host of today's Gator Jeopardy show, as the past president of the UFAA, Jeff Jonason led the Gator Nation, and today he is here to make sure we all know the rules. He is a former student body president and Gator Gal producer, and is currently a partner at Perez, Bruce, and Jonason. He has given much to our Gator community and continues to do so as the current chairman of the Central Florida Partnership and member of the National Council for the Boy Scouts of America. Jeff earned his bachelor's degree from UF in 1985 and his law degree in 1988. Let's please give a warm welcome to our host today, Mr. Jeff Jonason.
Thank you. Thanks. Thank you very much. Many lawyers in the room today, I'm sure, but there's only one lawyer whose opinion counts, and that's Susan Goffman. Her decision is final on all decisions, and that will include who buzzes in first and whether your question is correct. I say question because you will need to phrase your answers in the form of a question. This is sort of like Family Feud, sort of like Jeopardy, but it's more like Jeopardy. There will be no kissing. Disgusting. So we'll go one at a time. So we'll start with the person in each team that's closest to me. You will not only be responsible for answering the first question, you will also be the only one who can buzz. Okay, so check your buzzers. Let's see if your buzzer works. Check your buzzer. Okay, you all right? You all right with that? You ready? All right, great. You can buzz in at any time. You're going to have to look over your shoulders to see the questions and make your decisions about the category you want to choose. And you can buzz in any time. And as soon as you buzz in, if Susan recognizes you as having buzzed in, we'll let you go ahead. And once you've gotten it wrong, I'll read the entire question, and then the next team that might try to get it right will try to get it right. So could we see the categories, please? The categories are tickets, NCAA compliance, finances, legal issues, and bylaws. We made no arrangements for deciding who would pick first, so just because you're closest, Carolyn, you'll go first. Carolyn, so pick a category and a question, please.
I'm gonna pick NCAA compliance for 100.
NCAA compliance for 100. Only this University of Florida group may contact a prospective student athlete for recruiting purposes.
Is that the University Athletic Association? What is the, I said, is that the University Athletic Association? That was a question.
Well, we'll give it to you, but I'll give you the more specific answer. That is correct. Only Gator coaches may be involved in the recruiting process. So I'll give you some, we're going to break between questions because this is also about learning the rules. So as helpful as you might think you're being in the recruiting process, you may not have any telephone, written, or in-person contact with a prospective student athlete for recruiting purposes from your personal or club outlet. This would include letters, emails, faxes, tweets, Facebook posts, chat rooms, message boards. A prospect is defined as an individual who started classes for the 9th grade, or in men's basketball, 7th grade, including individuals enrolled in preparatory schools and 2-year colleges. An individual remains a prospect even after he or she signs a national letter of intent with the university. You may not contact student athletes enrolled in any other four-year institutions regarding the possibility of transferring to UF, however logical that might be. So that's, thank you. We won't go into that much depth on all of our questions, but I thought that one was kind of important. So you have the board. Please pick again. Oh, wait, before you do, this is the center person in each table. It's your turn to be the next person up. So the center person in each table. Tickets for 100. Under Florida state law, this term referred to a violation for reselling tickets to an event for more than $1. Orange team.
What is scalping?
That is correct. Now that's changed. That law has changed, by the way. You can now charge as much as you want, but you can't do that at the venue. So no one can be in front of Ben Hill Griffin Stadium. It's still scalping if you're doing it there, and it's still prohibited there. And scalping tickets for charity events is also prohibited, but there's no longer the $1 limit under Florida law anyway. You still have the board. We're on the third person at each table. Elizabeth?
Let's take bylaws for 300.
Oh, you're going to make it hard for me to get to. Bylaws for 300. These are the only two positions with consecutive term limits. A person, orange, you still dominate the board.
What is treasurer and president?
That is correct. Anyone have any questions about that? Okay, then. Okay, we're back to the person closest to me from each table.
I'm going to pick NCAA compliance for 200.
NCAA compliance for 200. It is prohibited for members of the coaching staff to host or be the speaker at an event hosted at one of these.
Wait, go back.
300.
200.
No, 300.
No, 200.
Oh, well then it's my fault. Sorry. Forget that question. Gator, the question of under 200 is Gator clubs, affiliate groups, or any other university support group are prohibited from contacting, hosting events with, or using the likenesses of these. Blue. No, you just, I think it's open.
What is current players?
That's correct. What are current student athletes? So you now have the board. We're to the middle person on each board, but you choose the category in question. And I'll try to do a better job of picking the right question out of the pile. Tickets for 500. This group must be offered all tickets purchased with club funds or otherwise obtained by the club or other booster membership perks. What is this group? General public. No, I'm sorry, that's not correct. Who is the second buzzer there, Madam Judge?
It was green.
Oh, you're not giving them a chance to buzz yet. Okay, great.
Oh, they did.
I didn't understand.
You were buzzing too. Green. Oh.
That was us.
Oh, I'm sorry.
What are all members?
That's correct. So, that's a good one to pause on, because I think it's important for us all to note that if club funds are used to purchase tickets, those tickets or any other type of perk associated with those tickets or associated with booster membership must be available to your club membership. Officers are prohibited from using their club or group's tickets or booster perks for personal use. You have the board again, Orange.
Let's take bylaws for 400.
The answer is, it is prohibited to use this tool for commercial, business, and or political solicitations. Yes, that is, email is more specific than we were looking for, but the club mailing or membership list in any form. You can't lease it or sell it for, or financial information about your club to any donors, prospective donors, business purposes. No club member may use any member contact information for political purposes or for any non-club related purposes. This includes sending messages to membership on behalf of any of those parties. Who has the board? The blue team has the board. The answer is, this term refers to the goods and services provided to a donor in exchange for their contribution. Orange? Orange first.
An in-kind, what is an in-kind donation?
That is incorrect. Would you like me to repeat the question? This term refers to the goods and services provided to a donor in exchange for their contribution. In Latin. Okay, nope, sorry, time's up. It's what is quid pro quo. Did you buzz? Madam Judge, since I messed it up. So sorry. When goods or services are given to a donor for charitable contribution, such as meals or free advertising, the IRS requires that the club give the donor a statement valuing those goods or services given in return. The difference between the contribution and the value, not necessarily the cost, of the goods or services is the amount that the donor may, we're not giving tax advice here, but may decide that they're permitted to claim as a charitable contribution income donation. Is that fair?
I just want to emphasize one thing if I can.
Use the microphone.
It's the, I like to yell.
Okay, go ahead.
Sorry. It's the value of what they get. So even if your vendor is discounted or donated or whatever, you know, the dinner or whatever it is that you're valuing, that doesn't matter. It's not what it costs, what it's worth. Okay, so we get that question a lot.
Green team, to try in some insufficient way to make up for my mistake, we'll give you the board. NCAA compliance for 300. It is prohibited for members of the coaching staff to host or be the speaker at an event hosted at one of these. Orange team.
What is a high school?
That is correct. That prohibition also extends to two-year colleges or other local gyms or fields where amateur athletes may compete. So, that's called recruiting. Orange team, you have the board again.
Let's take finances for one.
Yes, I'll give you the answer in just a second. Those don't go blank when they've been done, then, right? Oh, okay. Well, then, we'll take a break in a moment and let you know what's left. But for now, finances for 100. Good financial practice says that this many people, orange team.
What is it, at least two people?
That is correct. Two people should handle cash and cash receipts at every club fundraising activity for obvious reasons. Okay, so let's take a pause and ask Shirley the standings of our three teams.
Team 1, the orange team has 1,000. Team 2, blue team has 100.
Okay.
And team 3 is in third place with.
Boom. Okay, well, I could go through all of the choices, but I'm sure you've been keeping track of what's available, so. Orange team, the board is yours. Go for it.
Compliance for 400.
Compliance for 400. The answer is, by NCAA definition, Gator clubs and affiliate groups are considered one of these, and thus are held to the same standards and responsibilities as the university and its compliance office. Is that the blue team? Yes, blue team.
What are boosters?
That is correct. We are all boosters are we. The board is yours, blue. Tickets for 400 is the Daily Double. Okay, no one else can answer, no one else can buzz. It's all you, Tony. And you can't look anywhere but up there at the screen and tell me this answer. But you can consult with your team, Tony. You can consult with your team. And this is for 800 points. Tony, did I tell you this is for 800 points? Don't look out this way. Yeah, there might be a logo out here somewhere. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. It's 20. 20. I sure hope that's right, Scott. But the board is still yours, blue team. The board is still yours. Finance for 400. Is that what you just said? Okay. The answer is, following the right PCI compliance rules, the use of these mobile device accessories is permitted for Gator Club and affiliate groups. Is that the blue team?
What are square readers?
That is correct. Square readers, let me explain this a little bit further. So clubs and affiliate groups may use square readers or iPad, iPhone swipes. The compliance and logistics of these devices is complicated and varies greatly, and it's best to contact UFAA and work with the staff to develop the best game plan for what you're trying to do so that you can be sure that you remain PCI compliant. Anything else, Judge? Okay. Blue team, if we can have your next choice.
Finance for 500?
Finance for 500. Donor total contributions of more than this amount require a contemporaneous receipt from the club. That was the orange team? Was it? Or was it the blue? I'm sorry.
That, you gotta
So green was last, I know that.
Well, who was the doorbell? Then I think it was the orange team.
One is $200.
No, I'm sorry. Anyone else want to give it a try by buzzing?
What is 25?
By buzzing. Buzz. Hit the, no. We got to buzz again. You got to buzz again.
I thought there was again.
Let's give the green team a break, shall we? Let's give the green team a break. What? No, I'm sorry.
What is 1,000?
No, I'm sorry. Okay, we'll move on. It's $250. Contemporaneous receipt for donors claiming a deduction for contributions of $250 or more. And by the way, just so you're aware, if a gift or donation to the club is greater than $1,000 and the donor wants to get credit for it from the university, you need to contact the Alumni Association staff for a UFAA receipt. So who had that from the start? Was the blue team that started that? You answered wrong. So the blue team, I think, chose it. So it's back to the blue team. Just ask me. Okay, so want to run through those real quick? Okay, in category 1 tickets, there's 200 and 300 are left. In category 2 compliance, 500 is left. In category 3 financials, 200 is left. In category 4 legal issues, which is the name of this seminar, they're all left. And in category 5 bylaws, there's 100, 200, and 500 left. Blue team? Did you say 100? Yes. Ah, great soul. Only a third-party licensed and insured vendor, such as a caterer or restaurant bartender, can serve this at a club or affiliate group event. Judge? Blue. I'm sorry.
What is
Alcohol. So, if you must serve alcohol, a cash bar is strongly recommended as it may decrease consumption and associated risk, but only if the bar is to be run by a properly licensed caterer or other business. It is difficult, but be prepared. Be prepared to deal with those who drink excessively. Never happens. And with the issues, of course, more important, well, as important, the issues of underage consumption. Okay, it's still your board, though.
What is legal
Well, did you get that right? Yeah. No, I'm sorry. It's the Orange's board now. Go ahead. I'm sorry. It's been so long. Elizabeth, please.
What is legal issue, what is?
That's okay.
Please have legal issues for 200.
The answer is, this benefit of being an official affiliate of the University of Florida Alumni Association, provides protection during official events. Okay?
What is insurance?
That is correct. Very good. Don't think there's probably any questions about that. Board is still yours, Orange Team.
Legal issues for 3.
These should accompany any official event being hosted by the Gator Club, ensuring all details of the event are agreed upon by all parties. Little quick on the thumb there, Scott? It's thumb pads, they're tough. So, yes, that's correct. There are a couple of things that I think we ought to mention about contracts, though. A contract should be signed by an authorized officer of the club for each special event. We suggest that a particular officer be appointed to handle review and signing of vendor contracts to ensure consistency. The Gator Club of blank is the contracting party in these contracts, not the University of Florida. You don't have the power to sign on behalf of the University of Florida, nor do you have the power to sign on behalf of the University of Florida Alumni Association. So be sure you put your if you're signing the contract, be sure you put your title there as well, so that you're not personally committing to those obligations in the contract. So be by, Tad Yates as president, for example, someone who could easily be sued. So careful review of policies and refunds and deposits. And anyway, if you have any questions about it, call the staff. Don't guess. So, Susan?
Yes, so being an altruistic soul, Shirley suggested that all 3 teams get 300 points for that.
That is a great idea. Any questions about contracting? But the board remains in the hands of the Orange Team.
Tickets cleaned out.
Tickets still has a 200 and a 300.
Tickets for 300.
Tickets for 300. The answer is, these types of competitions, beginning each March, are deemed not acceptable for university officials and by proxy by Gator clubs. These types of competitions, Green Team. Brackets, excellent, correct. So here's the rationale for that. Doesn't mean you can't go play brackets. It means that the NCAA membership has specific rules prohibiting student athletes, athletic department staff members, conference office staff, all from engaging in sports wagering. If your brackets doesn't have any money, don't worry about it. But why would you do it? NCAA national office employees are also prohibited from engaging in sports wagering. Gator clubs, affiliate groups, UFAA board members as affiliates, all as affiliates and extensions of the university are bound by the policy. So it doesn't mean you can't do it in your personal life, but you can't do it as a club. And so if you do it as a club, it can only be done if there's no entry fee and if there's no tangible prize. You can do it for fun, but not for a prize. Thank you very much. I believe that the Green Team has the board. Tickets for 200. The answer is, the phrase "no purchase necessary" is part of the required disclosure when hosting this type of contest at an event. Because the judge said blue.
Well, I thought I heard the doorbell first, but they're all saying blue and they know better than I.
Oh, you've just abdicated all of your responsibility to the. Okay, you are correct. It's what is a raffle. Okay. That is part of the required disclosure. There are many other required disclosures in the state of Florida to have a raffle. All right, so don't go into it without knowing and ask before you act. You'll hear that again later in another context. Let me ask you a question about the drunk guy or woman who comes up to you at your club function, which is probably your biggest one of the year at which you have a raffle. Is probably wearing a garnet and gold jersey because he came with somebody he's married to or she's married to, and they've given nothing to your club, contributed in no way to what you're doing, never contributed to the University of Florida, and says, I want to participate in your raffle and I want to do it for free. You have to let them do it. Okay? You have to let them do it. No purchase necessary is one of the requirements of the law in Florida on raffles. Anything else, Madam Judge?
What if you're not?
I don't practice law in any other state. Okay, so consult with us later. Blue team, the board is yours.
I'm sorry, what's left in
Which category?
legal? Okay, legal for 100.
Legal for 500, the answer is this payment in return for recognition and use of a name and logo is defined and limited to club publications. Orange team,
What is sponsorship?
that is correct. Okay, it's important to note that anything more than name and logo under a general thank you or something like that is more than sponsorship. And to the IRS, sponsorship is payment in return for recognition. If you go beyond that, they'll consider it advertising. And that brings in UBTI and
You know, no logo that says we're #1 car agency in this county. That, you know, that would be advertising. But, you know, name, true logo, and you can even have, it can be clickable if it's on your site. You can click over to their site. By the way, the logo can't dance or move or flash or any of that stuff makes it advertising. Unless they're away from that.
so the restaurant where gators eat, or the official Gator Club of whatever restaurant, those are advertisements. And if you advertise them, you're disqualifying their contribution as charitable, and you're making your income taxable. So those are bad things. Who has this board now? Orange has the board. What's left? There's one in almost every category. Not in tickets, but otherwise there's something left. Which category are you interested in? NCAA compliance, we got the big one, the 500 is ready. NCAA compliance for 500. This NCAA campaign slogan is intended to encourage boosters to make educated decisions about their actions. Remember, only one person can answer, and you're looking for the judge to call time if she wants to call time. Crowd, ask before you act. No, that's the NCAA's according to this card in front of me. This is a national campaign that schools have adopted. UF is responsible for the actions of its boosters. So, yes. So it's best to ask before you act. So we now have financials for 2, legal issues for 4, and bylaws for 1, 2, and 5. And it's back to you, Orange Team. Bylaws for 500. The answer is this must be held by a Gator Club or affiliate group's board of directors at least every other year in order to maintain.
What is an annual meeting?
More specific?
Annual board of directors or club?
I'm sorry, no. Anyone else want to buzz in?
What is a general membership meeting?
No, I'm sorry. Orange Team, do you have an answer?
What is elections of boards?
That is correct. Succession planning is important, and you need to have elections, and if you need help recruiting volunteers, then the Broad and Gator engagement team stands ready to help. Any questions? Great. We still have some categories left. Who's up?
Legal issues for whatever's left.
400. This organization is the only nonprofit that Gator clubs, affiliate groups, and the UFAA can raise funds for. And
What
is it the Orange Team?
what's the University of Florida Foundation?
We'll give you that because that's the fundraiser. The University of Florida or the University of Florida Foundation. So that means that we aren't fundraising for other not-for-profits, right? As harsh as that sounds, them's the rules.
Yeah.
Susan is asking whether you have any questions about that because in some years,
This has become a very
so you're.
lively discussion.
So let me ask some. I have some questions, Susan. What if the club wants to enter a team in the Heart Walk for the Heart Association?
Correct. And solicit people to support.
Yes.
All right, so I'm going to tell you how I interpret
Well,
this.
you're the judge.
That's a hard one. Let me try the easy ones first. Okay, so you can't send out on your listserv, hey, let's make a donation, let's support, the American Cancer Society, so everybody send me your checks from the American Cancer Society and I'm going to present them. All right, that's not okay. Obviously, we have International Gator Day when clearly you're out there doing work for some other charitable purpose. And of course, we do it because we're good citizens, and we do it all on the same day because we like to have people see that the Gators are out there on the Monday and we're doing our great work. In between, there's all kinds of possibilities. You can certainly, have a box to collect canned food at your events. We do that at the office for during the holidays. We have a box for toys for people to bring. We have, Toys for Tots come and pick up. My feeling is that if a group of the club wants to get together and talk as a group and have, wear your Gator shirts all together, that's okay. What I don't think is okay, again, is to use club resources to recruit for that. So that's where I would draw the line. So it's okay, like if you're at a meeting and you talk to some people and say, hey, let's all get together, and do this, that would be great. But again, sending out emails to all of your members or all of the alumni in the area saying, we're doing this, we're sponsoring this, this is our activity, that's not okay. Does that help at all?
Yes. Wait, we have a question in the back.
So that's one that's right smack in the middle. I think, let me just tell you why, a couple reasons I think it's a problem. One is that you're technically using, all of our resources are in the big, broad sense of University of Florida resources. And so that includes the listserv and the mailing list. And so you're using, again, in that big sense, university resources to support a non-university purpose. So I think it's a problem for that. I also think it's a problem because I do think that there are members who will object to receiving that kind of communication from you. So the safest thing is to avoid that. And I know, again, as Jeff said, this seems harsh and we want, we're all great groups of people and being involved in the club means you're likely to be involved in other things too. But I think that's where we have to draw the line.
Elizabeth?
Yes.
Oh.
What if you have a part of your listserv where people have actively reached out to your club saying, I'm interested in volunteering with other Gators? Does that change your mindset, or are the rules a little different? But the only reason they want to be a member is for service opportunities.
I see. And I know that that's a big issue with, in some areas that's a very common kind of thing to happen. I don't think it really changes, it doesn't really change
But if
the
they want to
analysis.
do a walk, if that group of people wanted to organize
Right,
themselves.
but see, I don't like the idea of using the listserv.
Well,
But it's not. But it would just be like the 10 or 20 people that raised their hand and said, I'm here to volunteer.
Well, and if they want, like
Is there a difference between volunteering as a group and providing service as opposed to collecting cash and giving a donation when you're making these definitions?
So there is a difference, although I don't think, I mean, some people say, you know, if you give of your talent but not your, you know, whatever. I don't actually draw that distinction that much. So certainly the club should not be soliciting cash donations for another organization. But I still think that even, you know, using the club to encourage participation in an event, I still think that's a problem. But if you're having a holiday event and you say, you know, here's your holiday invitation, and by the way, there's going to be a box there for canned food, I think that's okay. Because I think the primary purpose there is not to solicit to support another charity. I'm always happy to answer these questions. It's hard because it is really fact specific. And like I said, I know you guys are all good citizens and you want to be a great part of your communities. So it's a difficult conversation.
Okay.
How about that blood drive where you're donating yourself? It's another organization, isn't it? It's like a local blood thing.
Right.
Is that legal or not legal? Yes.
Blood from the donor is not considered pecuniary.
Yeah.
There's no cash in hand.
Right. So, but I don't think that, you know, again, at a meeting, I'd be okay if somebody stood up and said, you know, I'd love for us all to go down, you know, and donate at the same time, and I'd love to be able to be here. Making a formal concerted effort to support a blood drive concerns me a little bit, but yes, probably less than the others. As I said, it's not like there's unfortunately, there's no law that says, you know, this is okay and this is not. What we have to be careful of is that as a whole, we can't have our cumulative efforts for other purposes become a significant part of our activities. And so it's a constant kind of reevaluation of what we're doing. But again, I'm always happy to, you know, to rule on these things if that's helpful. Just please feel free to contact me. Yes.
You know, International Gator Jeopardy.
Right.
Giving back for doing things. That's something we have to do.
Right.
Yeah, and we're helping some.
Right. And I don't have any problem with that. It's an official, formal function that we do. And again, we do it to give back to our communities, but we also do it, I mean, you know, in this room, you know, we do it because it makes us look good, right? I mean, we're all there on the same day, you know, we have an impact. Like there's this impactful one day where you have gators all over the world really doing something like this. And that's why right, so that's why we pick a day instead of just saying do one good service project during the year. You know, that's why we do it all together, so we have that, you know, that effect. Okay, I'm sure I'm gonna get buzzed out.
Yes, I'm sorry. We're gonna finish our last three questions, but we'll be around during lunch. Or Susan will be around to answer those. I'll be around, but she'll be around to answer questions. Okay, Orange Team. There's two left in Category 5, 100 and 200, and there's one left in Category 3. That's financials for 2. Financials for 2. This IRS designation makes the University of Florida alumni. Blue. What is a 501c3 or a nonprofit? So it is the University of Florida Alumni Association that its 501c3 nonprofit designation that we're all using, okay, that we're all sharing. So that's why we're exempt from paying taxes on things, not exempt from paying taxes on unrelated business income, as we talked about, and it doesn't preclude the filing of tax returns and giving accurate tax information, but the Alumni Association files those returns for almost every club, and so you need to be sure and submit those financial reports in a timely manner. I presume that's still the case. Okay. Blue team. Pick a bylaw question, 100 or 200? A Gator club or affiliate group must have these 4 positions filled in order to remain active. Orange.
What is president, president-elect, treasurer, and secretary?
Correct. Okay, so just to clarify, a member may hold more than one office at one time, except that the president and president-elect can't be the same person, or the treasurer, that's right. So the president-elect, treasurer have to be separate people, but there could be a president, secretary, a secretary-treasurer, a president-elect, secretary. No, I said one of those things wrong. But anyway, if your board can't get 4 people to serve, then you need to consult with the Broad Gator engagement team and let them help you recruit. But you can't remain active without some officers. The last question, orange team. It is bylaws for 100, and the answer is, this is the date that all UFAA orange team,
What is July 1?
July 1 is the beginning of all of our fiscal years. Shirley?
In third place was the green team with -400.
Ooh.
The purple team in second place with -300. And our winner is the orange team.
Congratulations, Orange Team. Thanks to all of you for participating. Thanks to our lovely and talented judge. And thanks to all of you for being with us here for Gator Jeopardy.